Hello everyone, we are back at the Niagara Parks Power Generation Station. A relic of the past is it's not actually an operable power generation station anymore, but it is one of the original from the Niagara region, and quite a historic one in global history really, including being the stomping grounds for such pioneers such as Nikola Tesla himself. So why are we back? Because the last time that we were here, we did Currents, which was the current, or is still the current, no pun intended, audiovisual light show spectacular that occurs here in the evenings. However, I knew that I wanted to come back in the day last year or this year, or just earlier, say the latter part of 2022, as they finally opened the tunnel that's underneath the building for you to explore on your own now too. So definitely looking forward to that. Seen some great pictures of it in the past. There's a large tour group that just arrived here, so I'm gonna have to tackle that to try to get pictures while we go down there, but I'm sure we'll be able to manage some. All right guys, so we're gonna go inside and check it out.
Who can tell me the most important part of a hydroelectric station? Everything we do inside this generating station is to get the power of the Niagara River.
All the way at the end of the hall here, Turbine Hall, you have a vintage telephone booth, which if you don't actually come, no sound, unfortunately, but that's kind of cool. It's a very cool picture display down here of the building of the plant in 1904, and then continuous building in intervening years to 1912. Original excavation. That's where it got to. By 1906, good to go. You see one of the original generators that we saw out at the front. Some very interesting displays in here, and you get a full idea. Obviously, underneath us is the wheel pit, which is where we're going to end this vlog. There are stairwells and stuff that go down there, it looks like. In case, I guess, the elevators didn't work. Now, if you go to this power station during the Currents performance, you don't get the full display or a full walkthrough of the station. However, during the day, you get this mini Currents display. It's very similar. Well, this is just a thing. It's like, stand here and capture a picture. But what am I capturing a picture of, Niagara Parks? The light's not good here. And when I go this way, the light's better. And that's not really a picture. And I can't get a picture of that because it's not bright enough. So, anyhow, answer and comment below. I am not an electrical engineer, as you probably have surmised, so I'm really not going to try to act like I have any idea of what it is that these brilliant people that came up with the technology and the engineering behind power generation is about. I have very minor knowledge, but I'm learning things as each of these signs give you an indication or a little bit of an idea of what it's all about. Now over here, as we were able to see during the currents display, is the intake area, as I believe it's called. This pool is full of fish. Spending a long time taking pictures of fish. Let's go to the elevator. Let's go down for the highlight of our tour. The entire facility produces more stairwells. Welcome to the tunnel. Alright, brand new attraction here. Niagara's newest attraction, at least the Parks Commission. I will admit Table Rock has been going through some major renovations, but this is wild. Already that descent as well was quite something else. I didn't realize how technical. You get a real idea of what they did here. And that's also cool. The elevator's going up. We'll try to capture that on its way down the next trip. Obviously newly built, and what we were waiting for in order to have this experience. And the water from above, that's just excess runoff from the basin. That's not actually going through the station itself. You can hear all around us as we go in. So now it just makes sense about this entire tunnel. You can see that fissure line above us right in the center. In fact, you can see that whole area where there's sort of like water seeping through. If you're claustrophobic, you might not want to come down here. You see the pathway and everything. Has to be obviously perfectly safe and structurally sound, which is why it was closed for the time it was. At one point, a massive amount of water traveled through this tunnel, of which I'm sure on the tour, or even in one of these little boards, they would tell us exactly how much. What's above you? The vertical shaft. That's where we came down. You are here. So no, that's not where we came down. We came down here. Aye. Now we're going 648 meters to the tunnel porthole. Bridge of Flowers Falls, incline railway. So everything that we actually came back from, we're basically going right back to Table Rock, but underground. And it's not a short walk from the looks of it. It's just us traveling through the history of Niagara Falls. Okay, this is why I don't do guided tours, because I would do stupid stuff like that. Part 2. And clearly, if you need some escort service, I don't know, and this is the long walk, so I don't think that golf cart could go through the doors. It is worth noting, if you can see that. Okay, you can't really see that. Maybe you can't. Okay, yeah, it's cold down here is the point. Yeah, it's chilly. I'm actually cold. I need a jacket. The girl that just passed me, she was wearing a full-on wool jacket, or winter jacket. Clearly read the brochure. So we're at the vertical shaft, which is basically the midpoint. It's covered. You can just see a lot of drainage. It's actually incredible to think that this thing is down here and has been down here this whole time. You know, you're upstairs, you're at ground level, and you're just like, we build a couple of buildings, they don't look that great, what have we ever done? And meanwhile we have this amazing feat of engineering beneath us that only people that work in, say, this particular facility over the years knew really about, or anything about. Although I kind of knew about it, but the scale and the sheer magnitude of what we're dealing with here really has to be, you really have to come down here to experience it. And also budget your time, because I thought, Niagara's Fury and Journey Behind the Falls, those are like 20-minute experiences. Without question, a full hour, so budget your time accordingly. We have like missing pieces of the brick here, which is interesting. I hear people, so it looks like we've just caught up to a big group that are coming back, so I'm just taking advantage of these shots while I can. We have reached the point where tungsten bleeds to daylight, which can only mean one thing. Our destination is just around this corner. There's no shortage of people hanging out here, but miraculously enough, here we are. I think the view has got to be pretty good from this point. No one seems to be in a rush to get back. Good news is that if you do want them, there are ponchos available. I'm going to, this is my third poncho attraction, I'm going to just go for it and forego the poncho, which might be a mistake on the way back. But hey, here we are. It's an adventure every time. First drop. Misty, y'all. You should mainly get that Lake Erie scent when you're down here, to be honest. You can definitely smell the water on this side. Okay, all suited up now as necessary because yeah, the smell of Lake Erie water makes this kind of port. I never really got a shot of the Niagara Parks. Niagara Parks, baby, it's a marathon. We're doing them all. It's the second time that we've seen this view, although obviously the other view is just over the other side of these rocks. I'm pretty sure if you climbed on the other side of that rock formation, you can join your buddies from the tunnels. Even though the lake has been cleaned up significantly since like my childhood of 30 odd years ago. If you look just over here, you can see what I'm actually talking about. Nothing really to highlight, you know, we are in a heartbed of the industrial past of North America. In fact, one of the, like pretty much the heartbed of the industrial past. So you're gonna have to expect some things like that, so, you know. Also, because of that the length of that walk ahead of us, you definitely should probably put on this poncho. We toured this area a little over a year ago on the American side. I do look forward to going back at some point soon. There's a lot to do in Niagara Falls, and this is just one part of sort of the awe-inspiring aspects of some of the attractions here, because I'm blown away. I think this is excellent. The generation plant is what it is. I would have felt very underwhelmed just visiting that last year. It was for a reduced price, but yeah, it wouldn't have been quite worth it. But there's so much history to take in, and then when you get down here, it is really something to behold. It is a bit repetitive with the tunnels experience of Table Rock, so if I was going to do one or the other, I'd probably do this over Table Rock in a way, although you don't get that behind the falls experience that you want, or that you do get at Table Rock. And that's a much faster experience too, and much more, I'd say, accessible than this one is, as it takes quite some time to get from, as the girl was saying back there, it's 2/3 of a mile that you've got to travel to get from the elevators to this tunnel, so, or the exit point for the tunnel. So yeah, bear that in mind, as it is not easy unless you're, say, vlogging on your way back. You have something to distract you, and if you are generally a chilly type of person in sort of milder or colder temperatures, then yeah, I would definitely bring a jacket here, because yeah, this walk, it's definitely going to make you cold if you're not into that. Definitely get down here, literally, and check out this tunnel. If you're into engineering, it is a feat to behold. I am certainly glad that I've come to check out. Just to give you an indication of how big these wrenches are, I gotta get close. I'm not touching the artifacts, but there it is in my hand here. I don't know how you would actually use a wrench of, say, those sizes with one human set of arms, but that's beyond my... I'm not being asked to do that anyway. That's it from the underground here in Niagara. Definitely check out the other vlogs in this series. There's going to be many of them as we cover all the attractions in Niagara that we haven't already. Thanks for watching.